Hey everybody, Outdoor Detective here. So this video is supposed to be an update on my latest project, which is a slight cargo trailer conversion for winter camping. And unfortunately, my previous videos, the SIM card is corrupted and I lost all the video. So this is a fuel tank for the bunk heater. And we'll go inside here and take a look. Now this is a 6x10 cargo trailer. And I apologize for the mess. So all my intention was to insulate the walls and then have this slight cabinet in the front. I still need to use this trailer for my business, but since it's now insulated, it has shore power. So I can use either a generator or electric from a campground if there is any available. And also 12 volt. So I have my bunk heater in there. You can see the 12 volt battery. So all the wiring is not complete. The AC wiring is complete. I just don't have the covers on it yet. And here's the power inverter. That includes the AC and DC hub, along with the converter for AC to DC and the charger for the 12 volt battery. As you notice, I left a hinge on it and a clip, so if I have to work on it, I can rotate it out and see the wires on the back of it and their connections. And the 12 volt switches, I did the same thing, so I can get to that easily. Now this was made to go directly from the power supply out to your devices. I did not want to do that. I wanted to have switches for them. Just like the bunk heater, if that's connected directly to the battery, then this is constantly on and it will drain the battery and kill it. So that's one of my switches. So my intent is to have inside lights, outside lights, the bunk heater, the ceiling fan, and then I'll have a fan inside this compartment. You can't quite see the small hole I have up front there to exhaust any fumes that might be in there. And I have a small 12 volt fan, which is right here, that I'm going to put in there. So there'll be an inlet, and then this will be the outlet forcing the air out. I do have a carbon monoxide detector on in here. The heater works really well. In fact, it works so well that I literally had to turn it off and open the door. It gets so warm in here. Now the temperature today, I think, is where I'm at in the low 30s. And I was actually in a t-shirt in here earlier today. Now I was working, but it definitely made it a little too warm for me. So I have a little bit to go yet, do the walls. And my intention is to also put a window in the door and windows in the back doors. Then once I open them, then I can insulate them as well. I still have this piece back here to insulate. One thing I wanted to show you. This roof is barely arched with this piece of plywood put in by the manufacturer. So to assist with that arch, I use these. These are nothing more than door and window shims, but because they're already tapered, they fit perfectly into this gap to maintain the arch of the roof for water runoff. So I think I'll do a couple of things yet once the walls are complete. This cabinet, I'll paint that. That's going to be painted white. And I might put an awning on it yet, so I'll be all good to go, which makes it nice so I can carry my equipment in the trailer and set it out when I get to where I'm going and be able to sleep in comfort. Now the reason I don't use my big camper is because that's winterized and it has a slide which is not insulated, or at least not very well. So I can use this for the winter and still use it for my business once the big camper is put away for the winter season. So hopefully this video will be a good one that I can update and let you know where I'm at. and more updates to come. Since I thought I'd get some questions on the installation of the diesel heater, this is what it looks like from underneath the trailer. So I did use the steel plate with the ring to protect the bottom of the trailer, and then I used heat wrap, which is exhaust pipe wrap, and a plumber strap to keep that at an angle so it's always facing downward, so any condensation will run out of it. And then here's my inlet, my fuel filter, my fuel pump. I think mine's set at 20 degrees according to the tool that I used, the angle. It has to be somewhere between 15 and 30 degrees on the upwards on the outlet side. And then that's my controller inside. And then I come up to the fuel tank right here, as you can see. So it's working really well with this particular setup. So we'll see if I need to do anything else. My intent is to put a shield right here. I have aluminum plate. I'm just going to make a drop down shield and protect the filter and the fuel pump, and still have room to work on it if I need to. I'll show you the fuel tank setup also. So here's the fuel tank. It's only 10 liters. I do have that small one. I didn't want a big 5-gallon fuel can of diesel to have to carry around. So if this is 2.5 and that's 2.5, that gives me a total of 5 gallons once I go out. So the fuel tank is normally like a clear or frosted white plastic, but I painted it so to UV protect the seams. I've seen some people having some issues with the seams splitting, and that's probably because they're not UV protected. One thing I did do, whoops, sorry, is right here, you'll take notice, you can see the fuel level. I used tape when I painted this and just put the thickness of a piece of tape, which is about 3/4 of an inch, down the side of this so you can actually see the fuel level without having to take the lid off to look. This strapping is nothing more than electrical strapping. It was left over from a job I did. And yeah, it's actually working really well to hold that in there. Now, I made it a little bit loose when I put it in, and the strap that I put in keeps it nice and tight, and it can't come out with that strap. So we'll see how that works out over time. So again, appreciate you watching. Catch you in the next one.